Under the scorching savanna sun, the fearless honey badger meets a relentless enemy it cannot fight. It scratches frantically, but its sharp claws, designed for digging hard earth, are useless against these deeply embedded parasites. A creature capable of fighting off lions is now driven to madness by tiny blood-sucking ticks. Hundreds of ticks swell with its blood, draining the badger's energy as the tormenting itch spreads across its entire body. Exhausted and drooling from the pure frustration, it realizes that its own limbs will not bring any relief. Desperation forces it to seek help from the landscape, using the rough bark of an old tree as a giant scratching post. It grinds its face against the wood and then rushes to solid rock, desperately hoping the hard surface will scrape the tormentors away. But nature has engineered these parasites perfectly. Their mouthparts are locked in, turning every scratch into a deeper, agonizing wound. Thrashing wildly in the dirt, the badger fights a losing battle against a silent swarm that refuses to let go. In the wild, brute strength doesn't always guarantee victory. Sometimes a giant simply surrenders to the smallest of monsters. Defeated and covered in parasites, the once ferocious honey badger collapses into the dust, surrounded by a cloud of opportunistic flies. Every breath is a struggle, and its eyes close as it prepares to endure the slow, agonizing drain of its life force. But just as all hope seems lost, a flock of red-billed oxpeckers descends from the sky like a sudden rescue team. The tiny birds land fearlessly on the predator's thick fur, immediately turning a scene of misery into a bustling feast. Sharp red beaks act like surgical tweezers, plunging into the badger's skin folds to extract the engorged ticks one by one. In a remarkable display of trust, the honey badger lies completely still, letting the birds swarm its body without the slightest protest. Even the most sensitive areas, like the deep crevices inside its ears, are offered up to these tiny, meticulous cleaners. The oxpeckers work methodically, tugging out the stubborn parasites that the badger's own claws could never reach. However, these birds are not acting out of compassion. They are driven purely by an insatiable hunger for blood-filled prey. As the ticks disappear, the badger finally finds a moment of peace, its torment alleviated by this strange symbiotic alliance. The cleanup crew even catches the annoying flies buzzing around the badger's nose, ensuring no pest is left behind. With its eyes closed in pure relief, the honey badger enters a state of near trance, fully surrendering its body to the diligent birds. The oxpeckers hop from the snout to the eyes, their sharp beaks plucking parasites so close to the predator's deadly jaws that one wrong move could be fatal. Yet the badger remains completely docile, even rolling over to expose its vulnerable belly so the flock can access the most deeply embedded ticks. The feast continues with mechanical precision, as every engorged tick pulled from the badger's flesh provides a vital burst of protein for the hungry birds. However, if a tick is too stubborn or leaves an open wound, the birds will not hesitate to peck deeper and drink a little of the badger's own blood. It is a small price to pay for the giant, as the small sting of a bird's peck is nothing compared to the maddening torment it endured earlier. Breathing steadily now, the honey badger simply lies still in the dirt, looking almost grateful as the tiny scavengers continue their thorough inspection. From high above the sweeping African plains, this strange gathering looks like a bizarre ritual that bonds the strong and the small in an endless ongoing struggle for survival. Even as the honey badger remains motionless, the oxpeckers refuse to stop, scouring every inch of its coarse fur for the very last tick. From the soft pads of its paws to the sharp tips of its claws, no hiding place is safe from the bird's relentless, searching eyes. Having cleared the infestation and filled their stomachs, the flock suddenly scatters, leaving the badger completely tick-free and ready to move again. With its strength restored and the unbearable itch finally gone, the resilient predator rises from the dust, shaking off the memory of its ordeal. It strides confidently into the tall golden grass, a solitary giant once again, continuing its relentless journey across the African savanna. Meanwhile, the opportunistic birds take to the sky, their restless wings carrying them towards the next giant, proving that in this harsh ecosystem, survival is a continuous shared cycle.